位好，我是胡婉玲，欢迎收看新闻观测站。今天我们要独家专访的是远道而来的诺贝尔和平奖得主尤努斯博士。尤努斯博士呢，本身是位经济学者，在大学任教。后来是因为发现穷人难以获得贷款，所以致力于让穷人能够脱离贫困，开设所谓的穷人银行。他是一位传奇人物，是怎么样的传奇呢？我们先透过一段影片来看看。
1940年，尤努斯出生在孟加拉吉大港郊外的小村子，在9个孩子中排名老3。4岁时，父亲开了珠宝店，举家迁到吉大港市。尤努斯曾说，家里兄弟姐妹多，非常热闹。他小时候最喜欢爬树，模仿村里摊贩叫卖是他的强项。他很调皮的。尤努斯一路都读公立学校，高中毕业会考在全国排名第16。1957年，他进入有东方牛津美誉的达卡大学经济系就读，顺利取得学士和硕士学位，并成为系上讲师。1965年，尤努斯拿到富尔布莱特奖学金，前往美国田纳西州范德堡大学攻读经济。1969年拿到博士学位，随后在中田纳西州立大学任教。攻读博士期间，尤努斯和第一任妻子俄国移民维拉弗洛斯坦科相恋，两人在1970年结婚。在美期间，尤努斯积极参与孟加拉独立运动，成立美国孟加拉联盟，创办孟加拉通讯。1971年底，孟加拉独立。隔年，尤努斯决定回国贡献。一开始，他在政府部门工作，后来担任吉大港大学经济系主任。他的人生也从这一刻起走上另一条路。独立时，孟加拉超过70%人口一天赚不到1美元。1974年，又遇上数十年来最严重的饥荒，村庄地区深陷困境。尤努斯下乡时发现，穷人其实非常努力工作，但却无力脱贫。
Poverty is not created by the poor people. Poverty is created by the system that we have built.
尤努斯发现，穷人只需要多一点点钱就能改善生计。那个当下，尤努斯从自己的口袋掏出27美元，借给一个村里的42名妇女。这些妇女最后不但都还了钱，每个人都还有赚。
So I went to the bank to persuade them to lend money, and they said no. That's where my story begins.
为解决问题，替穷人做点事，乡村银行在1983年诞生了。乡村银行不但借钱给穷人，更喜欢借钱给穷人家的妇女。尤努斯深信，女性在持家理财上比男性更可靠。尤努斯在乡下为穷人奔波，但妻子却认为孟加拉不是养小孩的好地方。1979年，女儿蒙妮卡出生没几个月，夫妻就离婚了。之后，尤努斯与第2任妻子结婚，而蒙妮卡则跟着妈妈回美国，成为著名的女高音。尤努斯2006年获颁诺贝尔和平奖，蒙妮卡就曾到斯德哥尔摩为父亲献唱。2007年，尤努斯受访时曾提到，人要好好享受人生，毕竟人只能活一次。
好的，那么我们就把握机会呢，今天跟尤努斯博士独家专访，好好的聊一下。Professor Yunus, welcome to Taiwan.
Thank
you. And welcome to Formosa TV News. We're grateful for you accepting our interview request.
I'm delighted to be here.
You're best known for winning the Nobel Peace Prize for establishing Grameen Bank. Speaking in terms of the past few years, do you still consider micro-lending system to be effective in helping the poor?
2 points. One, conventional system of financing and the banking has left out almost half the population of the world. Mm-hmm. They don't work with them. Mm-hmm. The financial system is used to supporting, providing financial services to the rich and the super rich. It doesn't go the other way. Mm-hmm. Don't feel providing services to the people at the middle income and the low income and the extremely poor. So that's a vacuum that needs to be filled by somebody. We made our efforts in Bangladesh to try to bring financial system to the extremely poor in the rural areas and focusing on extremely poor women. Mm-hmm. So we created a bank called Grameen Bank or Village Bank, mm-hmm. and expanded it, mm-hmm. and now it's a nationwide bank. And the system that we developed became known as microcredit. Mm-hmm. Then it was copied. This was introduced in almost every single country around the world. So that became a very useful thing. So the vacuum remains, still is not filled up. In the meantime, our efforts have been very successful making it happen.
Okay.
But the financial system has to open the door.
Okay.
It shouldn't be just left to the microcredit people to do it.
Would you please share one or two successful example of micro-lending system?
It's basically think that in Bangladesh, for example, a woman knows how to sew clothes, do things, and artisanal work, handicrafts, is a part of their traditional household skill. They do it for the family, make shirts, clothes for the children, but never thought of selling it. So we came with the financial service that if you want to, now you produce 4 or 5 clothes, can you do it 10? Can you do it 50? They said, we don't have money. We said, we'll give you the money. So once she gets the money, she buys the inputs and produces it and sells it in the market. A woman take a loan to buy a cow and sell the milk. From the proceeds of the milk, she pays back the bank. And within a year, she becomes the full owner of the cow and the calf. She doesn't owe anything to anybody anymore because she has paid back the loan. So out of nothing, she has generated 2 cows in her possession. Women, particularly poor women, have no possession of her own. Whatever has is her husband's property or whatever. But for the first time now, she is becoming owner of things, owner of assets. She builds up her business capital. And then she takes the second loan, expanded, buy another cow. By the end of the second year, she has 4 cows in her house. So that's the kind of thing, gradually expands. In the rich country like USA, a woman used to be house cleaner, work in a company to work cleaning houses, but she lost her job, can't find any job. She takes a loan from Grameen program in New York City, and she starts her own cleaning service. She prints up the business card, passes it around. If you need to clean your house, give me a call, I'll come and clean your house. So she becomes a one-person company and provides service because she has now the equipments to do that. Because the money that she got from the program, she bought all the things that she needs, a vacuum cleaner and all the stuff that she needs. So this is how she, out of nothing, she becomes an entrepreneur.
Okay, the non-performing loan ratio has risen globally in response to sluggish economic condition. Has growing bank suffered a similar trend?
Yeah. You see, that kind of economy doesn't touch us at all. When the whole world is in a financial crisis, people are not paying back. Grameen system, wherever it worked, it was a global system, no impact whatsoever. They were still paying back and so on. We had never had a problem of paying back the money. And that's what the Grameen system is well known globally. That's everybody pays back. Even the USA, we have now 18 branches all over the United States, 8 branches in New York City, and other branches in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Indianapolis, and many others. In 11 cities we work. We have over 70,000 women in this program, all extremely poor women in the slum areas and cities. We have given over $500 million loan to all of these women. Repayment rate has remained over 99% all along, never went below 99%. Right now it's 99.6% repayment rate, so it doesn't touch anybody.
Yeah.
This is the 2 different worlds of business. World of business that you are familiar with, and the world these people are not familiar with. They try to survive, they want to make their own living.
The default rate
is extremely low.
Yeah, much lower than any other bank.
Exactly.
How do you manage to maintain?
That's what the system is, so robust system. It's a built-in. We don't have any legal document between the lender and the borrower. So we don't have to sign up any collateral or anything. This is without collateral. There is no guarantee, no collateral. We have no lawyers in our business. Unlike the conventional bank, they have lots of lawyers to make sure you tied it down and so on. We have no lawyers. We give billions of dollars without any lawyers. It's based on trust, nothing else. But we created a system which works out. not only in Bangladesh, it works in a difficult country like United States, where women are connected with so many other things, but still within the system, it worked out very well.
Okay. What will happen if a borrower is unable to repay their loan?
One of the first principles of Grameen Bank is we shall not punish anybody for anything, because they are poor people, they have difficulties in their life, they will sometimes not be able to pay you back, but don't get angry about it. Don't punish her for that. She is a very valued member of Grameen Bank. We try to set her up to proceed. The system works with the 5 women forming a group of their own kind, that they're very poor. They support each other, help each other. This is one helping system, peer support system. And that's a very important part of Grameen Bank and the microcredit system that we built. And if someone cannot pay back, if she has a problem, we tell the other 4 members of the group, never get upset if somebody cannot pay back. Always find out the reason for which she could not pay back, because behind each non-repayment there is a sad story. So try to find out what is her story. Maybe she will say, story would be like this: my husband took my money and ran away.
Okay.
So I can't pay the money back because I don't have any money left. He took everything. So getting angry with her doesn't solve the problem. If you want to help her, why don't you try to find her husband? Then it will be a big help to her. And if you cannot find her husband, maybe your husbands, 4 of your husbands, know her husband, because they are all friends. So they know where he could have been and where he can go with the money, and let them catch him and bring him back so that it starts all over again. So that's, you try to solve the problem rather than exaggerate it, make her feel more pain because of the situation that she is in. Make her cheerful so that she can fight it back and start again. If she bought a cow with the money and the cow has died, she cannot pay back the loan. So you get together, show her sympathy that her cow has died. Said, well, one cow is not the end of life. What would you like to do now? She said, I want to buy another cow. So bank will give you another cow. They will recommend that she needs another cow. So this is how the first loan will not be waived, it will not be taken off. That loan is still here, but it will be a long-term loan. She doesn't have to worry about that. She just concentrates on the second loan. On the second loan, whatever she pays, if she pays a little bit extra, that extra will go to the first loan, and it will take longer time to pay back. So that everybody knows that you have to pay ultimately, but not in a difficult, in a painful way.
Okay. I hope you don't mind if I ask. Grameen Bank offers 20% annual interest to low-income individuals. Is there anyone complaining that such high interest rates are not generous enough?
No, they don't complain. They don't see 20% as a high interest rate at all, because conventional banks in Bangladesh, their interest rate is also high. So that's a high interest rate regime. And we provide them 10% interest for their deposits. So they get a lot of money from their deposits, and then they pay extra if they borrow money on top of that. If you want to borrow money, this is what you pay. And government has, central bank regulates the interest rate for microcredit program. Their recommended interest rate, the highest interest rate in the country, is 27%. So the Grameen interest rate is 7% lower than the government recommended interest rate. So that way people feel very happy that we did. And the bank is owned by the borrowers. It's not no outsider is owning it. If the bank makes profit, bank always makes profit, the profit goes back to them. So they are not worried about the interest rate and so on, because they know ultimately the money will come back to them. So that way is a total circle. It's not I pay the money, I pay a very high price for the money, but somebody makes profit out of it. It's not like that. The bank is owned by the borrowers. It's like a giant cooperative. So it's not, nothing goes outside of it.
So you do think the microloan system still feasible in the coming future?
Not only is feasible, it has already demonstrated it's feasible all over the world. Our worry is something different. Our worry is many people have misused microcredit. They started bringing microcredit to poor people in many countries, but charge exorbitant interest rates. And we have been very critical of them, saying that they are loan sharks. They're not really microcredit. Microcredit was created to help people to get out of poverty. And we had no intention of making personal money out of it. We made them the owner of the things rather than we owning the bank and so on. So that way, we were making sure that they are the beneficiary of everything. But some people saw that this is an opportunity for them to make money, give loans to the poor people, charge very high interest rate. And I said, these are the categories of loan sharks that we have been fighting against for many years. So that's where our worry, not the question of whether it works or not. It works everywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you.
那么我们今天专访尤努斯博士，他当初因为发现银行一般都不愿意贷款给穷人，那么为了让穷人能够脱离贫困呢，他认为只要一点点贷款就够了，所以他创设了所谓的穷人银行。那么也有人翻译成叫做乡村银行。这套银行的措施后来在几个地方实施呢，都非常的良好，预放比非常的低，还款率也非常的高。这是什么样的银行呢？在我们继续讨论之前，我们先来看一段影片。
披着头巾，穿着传统服饰，这一群孟加拉农村妇女正在为家庭而奋斗，而他们的第一步就是向银行借钱。莎莉娜8岁就开始当童工，11岁结婚，而1998年她得到了改变人生的机会，乡村银行贷给她60美元，莎莉娜开始创业。每一周都要来开小组会议，每一周都要还款，但是每个小组成员都会准时出席，因为这是借到钱的唯一法门。靠着同侪的力量督促彼此还钱，听起来很不可思议，但这就是格莱明乡村银行的运作方式。首先，由地区分行的员工亲自到村落里了解村民状况，再把合适的借款人分成5人一组。在第一阶段，5人小组中只有前2人能得到贷款，并且第1周就要开始还款。而如果6个星期内还款都没有问题，乡村银行才会启动第2阶段，让小组中的另外3人顺利贷款。
Poor people, when they are by themselves, when they stand alone, they are very vulnerable. But once they are organized in groups, they feel much stronger.
10年后的莎莉娜已经成功改善家庭环境，她的女儿也能够接受教育，而乡村银行也随着贷款人一起成长。从1976年的第1间简陋分行到现在的2568间分行，乡村银行在孟加拉的覆盖率达到97%，但惊人的是还款率竟然达到98.85%，而96.5%的借款人都是女性。
Women, they are better fighters. Probably most important, the women, they are better managers of financial resources.
乡村银行如今的贷款模式更加多元弹性，一共分成4大类，利率从20%到0%，都是以固定的单利计算。相较于孟加拉一般商业银行贷款的15%复利，算起来低了许多。更特别的是，乡村银行只为穷人服务，也只属于穷人，因为每一位借贷者都拥有这家银行一份不可转让的股份，一共高达96.71%，其余的股份则属于孟加拉政府。而微型贷款在孟加拉的成功也引发各国纷纷效法，格莱明基金的脚步更遍及亚非甚至拉丁美洲，高达940万穷人受惠，在12个国家累计贷款金额达到2亿3500万美元，希望能帮助更多贫穷家庭翻转人生。
Professor Yunus, how many times have you visited Taiwan?
Well, this is my third time. I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, what about the second time? First time?
First time was in connection with the Rotary Convention. There's a global convention of Rotary held in Taipei back 21 years back, I think.
Oh,
so that's my first time.
Ago.
Long time ago. Then I came for social business events here. There are two things happened since I came, and our contact with Taipei became closer and closer. One is the setting up of a foundation of social business in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So that's an important development for social business. They want to promote social business. The people behind the organizer, they're very active people trying to bring the ideas of social business in this country. The second one is also important. It's a Social Business Center at the National Central University, trying to teach social business courses, undertake social business research in the center and so on. So these are the two important things. This time it's a conference on social business for South Asia or for East Asia, sponsored by the Foundation Social Business Taiwan.
Okay, could you share your observation about Taiwan's economy?
Well, I'd say that Taiwan is a lucky country compared to many countries around the world. Yes, it is.
How lucky?
Very lucky indeed. First of all, your economy is very sound compared to other countries, despite all the problems around the world. Also, you have very few problems, social problems and so on, compared to many other countries with a long list of problems, even in a rich country like United States or Europe and so on. So that way, I would say it's a very happy country, lucky country in that. And one of the things that I was trying to explain, that one issue overrides all the countries in the world, and including Taiwan. That's a concentration of wealth. All the money goes into the hands of few people. Not because they're bad people or they're people who want to grab everything. It's because of the system we practice around the world, the capitalist system. The system pushes all the wealth towards the top. And it starts ballooning. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger.
Wealth inequality.
That creates a tremendous amount of inequality. One becomes very, very big, one remains wherever it is, or increases very small step. The other one balloons. So that income inequality creates dissatisfaction in the society. People feel left out. So it creates political problem, it creates social problem. And this is not the problem of Taiwan alone. It's a global problem. The richer the country, bigger the income distribution, income differences, because you have lots of concentration to take place. In poorer countries, you don't have that much because the top doesn't have enough. So it's within the limit. So inequality will become worse and worse. It will be a globally kind of frustrations. On top of it, population is increasing in many countries. So the people who are left out becomes larger and larger. The people who are on the top become smaller and smaller, but lot more wealth than before. So that mismatch creates a lot of instability in the society. You see this reflected in politics. Wrong issues are brought into the politics against each other. You see it in country like United States, where one party or one candidate says, I want to block all the immigration because everybody hates immigrants because they are taking away their wealth. Or I don't want any trade because our jobs are getting to somewhere else. Or we want to build a wall so that nobody can come here. These are expression of the same issue. In the USA, all the new wealth that is generated every year, all the new income that is generated every year, 80% of that newly generated income goes to the 1%. Only 20% is spread for the rest of the 99%. If you take top 10%, the new wealth that goes to top 10%, very little is left for the bottom 90%. So that creates a lot of tension that we don't get anything, we left behind. So I'm saying that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, it becomes a kind of a ticking time bomb. Anytime it can explode, anytime it can create lots of problems for the society. And if people pay attention, it doesn't need government intervention into that. People themselves can decide that we can share our wealth in many, many ways.
Okay.
That's where we introduce the concept of social business to solve problem rather than make money for ourselves. So people who have money, they can use part of that money to create social business, so that money plows back into the people's hands and so on.
Okay, as an economist, what sort of ideas do you have for eliminating the gap between rich and poor, except social business?
Two things. One is social business. Another, again, I was contesting the whole idea in the capitalist system. The capitalist system is basically based on labor, unlimited people who will work for you, and few people who will be using this labor and create enterprises. So enterprises are becoming kind of a concentration of wealth, and the financial system is developed to support them. Financial system is not designed to help the poor who are left out. So that way, everything is pushing itself into the top, the ballooning process. I said, that's a wrong thing. Human beings are not born to work for somebody else. But that's what we keep telling our schools, our teachers, our colleges, saying you have a good grade so that you can get a good job in a good company. As if our life depends on getting a job. And if you don't have a job, you have unemployment. Governments are very concerned about unemployment in every country. Why should there be unemployment? Because we have to create job opportunities. Whoever creates job opportunities, everybody is grateful to them. I said, that's a completely wrong orientation. Young people should not be looking for jobs. They should be creating jobs. They should be entrepreneurs. They should be trained, they should be educated how to bring out their creative capacity. Human beings are all about creative capacity. Why didn't you unleash that creative capacity and do that? And what I'm saying is nothing new, because all the millions of years that we are on this planet, people who were born on this planet at that time, they're not looking for jobs. They were living in the caves. They were not sending job applications. They just went out and get things done. So how come we forgot all about that? So that's a mistake of the system that we created. If we are entrepreneurs, everybody has their businesses and so on, then the concentration will not be in the few hands, because there are so many entrepreneurs. So it will be diversified, wealth will be distributed in many hands, many ways, and economy will become very robust, because everybody bring their creative power into the picture. So that's another two things. One, the social business, and is turning unemployed young people into entrepreneurs, and also having all young people to look, first preference is to be an entrepreneur, and second preference is something else.
That's come back to the issue of Grameen Bank and social business. Do you think the business model behind Grameen Bank will be appropriate for Taiwan?
Yes, it's a very simple thing. It's nothing complicated about it. If you talk about the Grameen Bank, two things in Grameen Bank. One is a banking without collateral. It's very important, because when you come to the unemployed young people, no matter which family he or she is coming from, can come up with a business idea. Said, I want to start this business. It's a brilliant business. And then he or she goes to a bank, give me the investment money so that I can start the business. No bank in Taiwan will give him or her a penny about that, because he is an unemployed person. Where is your collateral? They will simply ask. You don't have any collateral. They will think you are so crazy to even ask them. They will throw you out from their premises. They will get out. That's where the idea of non-collateralized loan becomes important. If we have a bank which is not based on collateral, like Grameen Bank, like all the microcredit in the world, not concerned with collateral at all. It's your ability, which, okay, here is the money, try it out. We do it for the unemployed young people in Bangladesh. We have money, we create a fund, we ask them to come up with business ideas, and they come up with business ideas, we invest. We become their partner. This is not even a loan. We say, this is your equity we are giving you. You make it successful, and when you're successful, gradually you return the money that I gave you, exactly the same amount. Because we are social business, we are not interested in your profit. Our job is to help you move on to your life, that's all.
Okay.
So it works, and people come, young people keep coming, and we keep on investing in that. So that kind of thing the microcredit shows that that system exists. It can be done in a much wider way. Today we do it only among the poorest, only among the women, but it could be done for anybody.
Okay. In addition to Grameen Bank, you've also promote social business. How many end up succeeding?
Well, all the social businesses that we know is a pretty successful social businesses. Some initially,
all the cases?
yeah, some. In any business there will be failures. Failure is not a final word. Failure is simply on your step one, you didn't do it right, so you do it again. Doesn't mean you abandon and go home. You don't go home. You come back and do it again, you redesign it, refurbish it, and then start all over again. That's what we do in social businesses. Your first design was not a right design. You thought it was absolutely fantastic, but when you start doing that, you found so many flaws. So you start reconsidering it, reorienting it, and then start again. So it becomes super. In business is taking risk. That's the name of the business. So that doesn't mean that every time you do it, 100% guaranteed is success. It's nothing like that. So it's true for conventional business, true for social business too. But you have to build it up in a way that you continue with in that procedure. So we did that, many of those companies that we created in Bangladesh and other countries. Microcredit is one form of social business. So now it's spread out in many other forms, not only credit. It is, now I just gave you an example of investment money. That's a financial service, but not credit, but investment, equity investment. Then you have other things like energy. We have solar energy. We bring solar energy in the villages because in the villages there's no electricity in Bangladesh. So we created a solar energy company to bring solar home system in the villages. For every home, you can build a solar home system, get the electricity and so on. It's a social business. We didn't want to make money out of it. We wanted to make sure people don't have to use this fossil fuel. They have electricity generated out of the solar energy. They do that. Now millions of homes in Bangladesh is done by that. It's a very successful business. So that's one example. We have healthcare programs. As a social business, we created eye care hospital to take care of the eyes, the cataract particularly. We do the excellent eye surgery in the villages with this hospital and earn enough money to cover all the cost, because every social business has to be sustainable, cover all the cost. When you do that, same money can be used again and again. If it is charity hospital, then every year you have to raise money to run it. If it's a social business, you don't have to raise it because it generates its own fund. So now we are expanding the system from one hospital. We create the second hospital. From second hospital, now we have the third hospital. We are preparing for the fourth hospital. Because the money comes back, we reinvest it to create another hospital. So again, that money comes back, we create another hospital. Same money, just changing from one hospital to another. That's the idea of social business. So you have a healthcare system. Then we have the joint venture with the multinational companies. We have joint ventures with Danone to solve the problem of malnutrition among the children of Bangladesh. So we create a special kind of yogurt and make it very cheap, make it delicious so the children love it, and make it so that poor people can afford it, and their health of the children can be improved. So that's a social business. Danone doesn't want to make profit out of it. Profit is plowed back into the company to continue and expand and so on. That's a social business.
The foundation for UNES social business was established last year in Taiwan.
That's right.
How is it adapting to Taiwan?
Well, this is the beginning. That's why we're having the conference. So how many of this has been created or ideas are promoted? One of the things they undertake is a social business design competition. Ask the young people to come up with the business idea of social business. What problem you solve, how do you solve it, how do you make it as a social business, and so on. So there's a competition, and then you pick the top 5, top 10 out of the hundreds that are submitted, and see these are good ideas, and find the investment money so that you can invest and make it happen. And tomorrow, probably, or day after tomorrow, there'll be a final announcement of the winners of this contest, and then we'll see how many of them have bright ideas, and ask for people who would like to invest in them so that they become real. Those are the kind of things. So this is the initiation of the whole thing. They will be doing this, and also the university will be doing something like that, creating that, and ultimately there will be social business fund created so that you put money into the fund and invest in the businesses that people will come up with.
Okay, one final question.
Go ahead.
Do you hope to win a second Nobel Prize?
Well, one is big enough for me.
Oh, really? Because I heard you just nominated as the candidate of Nobel Economy Prize.
I don't know anything about that. So
Really?
if somebody knows, that's something else.
Okay.
Yeah. But I concentrate on what I do. It's not worry about what prize they give. Already, I've been receiving lots of prizes, and I'm very happy about it, grateful to them. But my work is to get the job done. That's rather than wait for one more prize here, another more prize someplace else.
Okay. Thank you for your time to
Thank
speak
you.
with us today.
Thank
we
you.
wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot.